Sure.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. It's another episode of Fight Talk. We're about to talk about UFC 290 that just happened. Was it 290, 291? 290 that just happened, and I'm joined by K West. What's happening, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh man, I'm really, really well. I'm even better after deciding to stay up and watch this fight, man. I almost didn't do it. It was worth it. It was hard, but it was worth it.
Great card. It was a great card.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let's get into look. I'm in Poland. I'm using my sister's office space, hence the background.
Okay, what's that?
Got a she teaches children and whatnot.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, so hence the background. But I got some time spare to do this. I thought let's do this now, since I got an hour spare before we go head out.
How's Poland?
Poland's nice. I'm in a city called Chechen, which is I believe more on the west side, and it's like almost border to Germany, like Berlin or something like that. It's nice. It's just chilled. I've come to see family. I mean, it's just like what you call a lot of nature and stuff here. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, it's you then. It's
yeah.
You.
I mean, yeah, you could say that. Yeah, a lot of greenery and forest and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. And then it's got a bit of a like World War II history behind it as well. There's some history like World War II bunkers and stuff around. It's cool. I mean, look, if I didn't have family here, then there's no reason why I
wouldn't be there.
Yeah, like a lot of places in the world, I guess. But
yeah, man. Yeah.
But I got an opportunity to come here and see the family and my sister's family, and it's nice. Not my sister, my wife's family, my wife's sister. But yeah, man. So good. How you been? How's the week been?
It's been a lot better, a lot more productive. It's from when I came back from Cancun to being all over the place and unsettled. It's a polar opposite. It's polar opposite. So it's been good. It's been a lot more healthier. So yeah,
That's good.
I don't have anything negative to say about it. It's just been like, okay, rebalanced, So
nice.
I'm happy.
Well, that's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Well,
by the way,
go on.
Speaking of like World War times, have you seen that movie called Enemy at the Gate? Must have. With Jude Law and is it Ralph Fiennes? No. What's the guy's name? No, you ain't seen it. With Ed Harris.
Maybe I haven't. Why does that come to mind?
Oh, just because you mentioned like Poland and Germany and basically that's what it was. And Jude Law was a Polish sniper, like one of the best snipers, and he was scalping off these elites. And actually, in like basically the war is going on, but Ed Harris and Jude Law having their own war of snipers in this world war kind of thing, and yeah, it's really, really good. It's based on a true story.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I have to check it out. Yeah, I haven't heard of it. I mean, I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it because nothing comes to mind. When it's an old one, right? It's got to be an old movie.
Yeah. It's way back. There's a little. I think Rachel Weisz is in it. I think it's a little bit of a love interest. But it's really gritty and grimy. But like he just lops off these heads.
Okay. Maybe something to check into to get some World War II history.
Enemy at the Gates. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Enemy at the Gate. I think something like this.
All right. Cool. Well, let's listen, man. We're here for some fights. Let's talk about it. It was a great card. I mean, you stayed up.
Yeah.
I woke up. I had a bit of time to watch them. Again, it got spoiled. I deleted Twitter off my phone. Last time it was spoiled. I went into Twitter and I removed all the notifications. Obviously, that didn't work because immediately I saw the tweet from someone, so I just deleted Twitter full stop. I don't use it anyway.
Wow.
Listen, man. Great card, exciting card. UFC 290. Alexandre versus Yair Rodriguez. I mean, let's start off with the main event, right? I mean, you got to always, right? Alexandre the Great is literally the great, right? I mean, I think he's fucking amazing, and he's just
good,
intelligent with what he does. He uses wrestling just smart, right? And he's
Yeah.
so great as a smaller guy. He's so good at countering
Mm,
because as a smaller guy, you're the one who's going to kind of jump into the pocket.
yes.
You actually kind of
Yes.
jump out the pocket, but he's
Yes.
so good at countering. And then he used his wrestling abilities. I mean, the guy's just amazing. Even the fight with Islam, like he didn't lose any stock. It's in fact that even though it was a loss on record, but
Mm,
really it just added to his legacy. And then this just adds. He just continuously adds to his legacy to be like the greatest, at least the greatest featherweight of one of the greatest featherweights of all time, and then pound for pound, one of the best as well.
mm.
Absolutely amazing. What do you think?
I mean, he's just too damn good, man. He's too damn good for the division. I don't know what we're gonna do with him next. He his fight IQ is next level, man. Like you said, we knew that it was gonna be a distance fight against, someone who had to get in close and make it ugly and get his hands on Yair because he's crazy. Flashy and everything. And the way that he went about it, like there was moments when Yair had gotten out of the wrestling, you remember? And then Yair got a moment where he had distance, and I thought, okay, let's see what he can do with the distance. But he was, Alex was still too smart. I always thought the head kicks would be dangerous, and I don't think he probably just flashed one of them, right? Didn't really catch him.
He threw a bunch of question mark kicks, but yeah, didn't really
But
get many.
yeah, his preparation was incredible for this fight. I think. I mean, it always is for every fight, but I think like my biggest thing was I could see him getting knocked out, head kick. I could just see it, and it was nowhere to be seen. He did exactly what every opponent should do against someone like him, which is to close the distance, grapple him, make it ugly, beat him up, and that was that.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that like with Frankie Edgar back in the days with Yair Rodriguez when he was still kind of growing and whatnot. Obviously, his
Yeah.
ground game has improved so much, but
Oh
Alex,
yeah.
I think he's just super strong for that division. Let's not forget he was like a heavyweight back in the days with being playing rugby, so he's just super strong in that division. But it's not just that he's strong; he's intelligent. He's got the movement. He's
Oh,
got the work ethic. Everything about
it's
him is
fast.
just so good, right? It's just so good. I mean,
Oh,
it's
he's
crazy.
too
I feel
damn
like the
good.
only one that's given him a decent fight in a long time it is Max Holloway, even though it's 3-0. It's
Yeah,
Max Holloway. I think Ilya Topuria is next for that
he
division.
would be. They
But
had
I
a
feel
little
like,
face off. Did you see
yeah,
that?
no, was that after the fight? That must have been, it
Yeah,
wasn't
like
right?
no, no, no. He walked down and then they kind of just like was really close to each other, and then it was nice. And then I think Israel was behind Ilya over there, and then eventually he started looking around, and then he kind of went with his crowd, and they took him away. But it looked like kind of like sizing him up, like
That would be a fun fight. I mean, Ilya's great with his boxing and the way he's been displaying his boxing and his skill set. I mean,
yeah,
it'll be interesting
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
So that would be good at that
That
division. I
would be
mean, I
nice.
think Volkanovski, again at the lightweight division, I think he could do some damage up there too. Even with Islam next, man, the way Alex has been going on and the way that fight went with Islam, I feel like Alex could beat him, man. Honestly, I'll be biased
Wait,
against
could be who?
Islam Makhachev.
I'm yeah,
I mean,
it's
look,
possible.
yeah, I mean, I obviously
It's
I
very
won't be
possible.
biased, but I see him possibly because the work that he's been putting. I'm not saying Islam like doesn't work or whatnot, but he's still got to count some bodies on in the 155 division,
Yeah,
right? And then he had
yeah,
that fight with Volkanovski. Volkanovski is always active. He went up, gave Islam the hardest fight he's ever had. Just about
absolutely.
just about lost it. I feel like with Islam, he's going to have a bunch of fights to the 155 division to kind of rank up the bodies. And then,
Mm,
before he can count himself as one of the greats, you know what I mean? But it's
mm.
not about him, it's about Volk. I mean, I think he's just fucking so good and it's exciting to watch. I like his characteristics. I think he's a great champion. And in that division, he's definitely solidifying himself as the great. I mean, he's cleaning it up. He's cleaning it up. Who else is, apart from Ilya, who else is at that division, man? I mean, he's cleaning it up.
It's hard. It's really hard to say. You're right. Like he when they asked him what's next for him, I was thinking just say Islam because what else is there? And he
Yeah.
actually dropped Taporia, and I'm thinking, oh, okay. And I think they kind of there was some shit talk somewhere, and I think Volk said that he's an easy payday. That's what he called him.
Interesting.
That's his own word. He's an easy payday.
Well, Ilya did say something about he feels like he can take out Volk in round 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, so that's why he's like, okay, he can talk shit, I can too. So he was like, yeah, easy payday. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's bare bones for him in the division, right? He would have to start fighting guys again, like Izzy, right? Volk.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna pull up
Yeah,
the division real quick. Where the hell is he?
yeah, he'd have to go around the bend again, I think. Because
Ryan
he's just too
Ortega,
good. He's just
Allen.
too damn
Yeah,
good.
Ilya Taporia
Too damn.
definitely feels like he's next.
Allen, you said.
Yeah, Brian Ortega. I mean, Allen is up there.
Yeah.
Number 4, Calvin Cater, Chang Tong Jung.
None
Yeah,
of these guys, I feel like they're gonna be a threat. None of them. I don't feel like it. Like you
right
said,
now, I don't think so.
nah. Like you said, I think it will be time that will take down Volk.
That's it. And I hope he retires on
Yeah,
top. I feel
yeah,
the Islam fight, like I say, even though that's a loss, it's actually a win in his legacy because it was such a close, great fight. So it's not really it's a loss on the record, but it's a win in legacy and whatnot. So I feel Alex. I hope he's he's smart enough to just finish on top and time doesn't get him because nothing will beat from what he's doing now, but it will just be another epic retirement of someone just cleaning out a division, possibly going to 155, giving some good fights up there, and hopefully, I think possibly he can win a lot of the fights up there, and then just retire on top. He'll go down as one of the greats, and especially one of the greatest Australian MMA fighters of all time, right? I mean, Robert Whittaker's there as well, but I think I think Alex is just his reign and what he's been doing. He's so active as well, man. I mean, I swear, if he's trying to get 4 fights this year, he said he's got an operation to do. He's going to try and come back at the end of the year. He can do it. Someone like him can do it.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. When he said he has an operation, I was just like, and at the end of the year, and I'm thinking, Islam?
I think
It's
Islam's
not gonna
fighting in
match up.
Abu Dhabi. That Abu Dhabi card's open for Islam.
But
Makes sense.
okay, Charles has already said he's not ready to fight Islam yet.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm out here like, because
Well, maybe I also heard that Leon Edwards versus Kobe Covington could possibly be on
could
that.
be possibly,
Yeah.
it could be going down.
Yeah.
You think like what do you reckon the holdup was with that? You reckon it was just Leon just like, no. I'm gonna pick my fights now, or do you think it was just like what do you think happened?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Dana keeps talking about Kobe Compton. Nobody in the world actually, except Dana, thinks that he deserves it. And then I think Leon is trying to say, no, I pick my fights, but I don't think they're giving Leon that respect. He's not.
Star power.
He doesn't have it. As bad as it sounds, I mean, because it's biasy. If it was Conor McGregor, they'll give him what he wants. You know, I'm trying to say, if it was Stylebender, they'll give him what he wants. But Leon doesn't have that yet to make those calls.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's held it up. And maybe the UFC are working with Leon and just trying to negotiate it so he can just, take the fight because that's what they're going to make. Yeah. So Kobe doesn't. Anyway, I know we're going off topic, but Kobe, I don't think he still deserves it, but he'll get the fight though. And he possibly could win. He could win and become the champion. So
yeah, because he doesn't have the power, but he's just got that incessant, consistent niggling. It's just there like a gnat.
the pace is non-stop.
The pace, he's like the less powerful version of Usman.
Yes, you could say that. Yeah, that's a great comparison because those two was just so close.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. Man, Alex is just exciting.
He's too good.
Yeah.
He's just too good. He's
so
too
good. Well, let's move on to another. So, all right, my prediction. I knew Alex was going to win. I thought it was going to go the decision.
You said, yeah.
I thought it was going to go the decision, but obviously he proved that wrong. The next one, the flyweight title fight, Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja. I thought Moreno was going to take it. Now, that was a very close fight, very close. And the decision did go to Pantoja. But it was a fucking close fight from rounds 1 to 5. I also thought by round 2, round 1, Pantoja came in strong. You know, he even wobbled Moreno. Whatnot. Round 2, he slowed down, and I was like, cool, this is Moreno taking it. But he put the pace on. He kept up the pace. I mean, and man, the takedowns, taking his back, grappling. He ended up winning the decision, and that was a very even fight, man. It was so close, so close.
It was gritty. It was very, very gritty for sure. I think that's the thing about like Moreno not having that power, because he was putting them together. He's putting the shots together, but there was not enough stopping power behind them. You know, because the amount of shots he was giving him. Imagine if it was reversed. Pantoja's got more power in it, popping his punches. It probably would have gone a different way. But yeah, I mean, regardless of that, Pantoja, I've never seen them fight before. I saw their first and second fight, to see the comparison. And Moreno, both of those fighters have completely changed. Like they for Moreno probably more so because he got batted up in the second fight.
Yeah, I heard it was just one-sided dominant. I didn't watch it actually. I can't remember if I did watch it. Maybe. But yeah, it was one-sided dominant. Yeah,
It looked like he got punched up.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a comparison to this one. Like he did take a few lickings, and then once he kind of composed himself, and you know he was able to work. But Pantoja, man, like I didn't know he had that heart in his chest like that. He's built different,
Yeah, Moreno's pushed him to the limit. That even though he's beat him twice, think about that, man. He beat him twice. The second fight was that dominant, and in the third fight, he's the champion now. Yeah. Even though you should have that mental edge, the guy still pushed you to a mental edge, and that's how good Moreno is. You know what I mean? It wasn't like as dominant. Yes. Think about it. You beat him the first one, then the second one was dominant. You would think, well, the first one I'll be done. Nah, man, complete different fighters. This guy pushed me to my edge. And it was still a close fight. I mean, you could say like if there's no other fights to be made, that you could just make a rematch. I mean, Kai France is up there. So maybe.
Oh yeah, but okay, yeah, true.
Yeah, I mean, because Kai France won recently against who was it again? Let me try and pull up the ranking together. I've gone blank.
But you don't think it would be a rematch? Because like Moreno's like king of rematches, I think.
I know.
This is like fifth or sixth rematch, because he's fought Davison 3 times. He's fought this guy 3 times.
Who did Kai France fight last? I got the names here, but I can't even remember who he fought not too long ago, man. No, did he? He lost by, wait, hold on a second. Is that the one that he lost by a close decision and everyone thought that he won? Remember that one?
Oh, yes. It was
Amir Abazi?
Abazi, yeah.
That's it.
3rd of June.
Yeah. Okay.
He said it was a write-off.
Robbery, yeah.
Robbery.
I mean, yeah. Then I guess maybe it could be a rematch. I mean, you could argue the case Bernard Moreno gets a rematch. I know it's a king rematch, but he makes his fight so close. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a bit windy out there, bro. I could hear the wind. The wind a lot.
Too loud?
It's a bit loud. Yeah.
All right, hold up. It was so peaceful and nice before, and then it's just like, fuck your tranquility. How's Street Fighter these days?
I haven't played it just because I've been at home, right? So I haven't had a chance to really play. I'll probably play it more when I get back to Dubai.
Oh, okay.
All right. So that was the co-main event. So we got a new champion there. I was wrong with that decision. I thought Brandon Moreno would take that in the first 3 rounds, but I was wrong with that. But
I thought he would lose it just because of the Israel Pereira situation. Like, just it's one of those things, you know, just has your number. Or he would take it, but I don't know. I don't know much about Pantoja, and the mystery is why I was thinking is going to beat him in a sense, because I don't know him.
Yeah. Well, that was such a good fight. Anyway, that was. I mean, I like that. There was a good. I mean, all of the fights were great, like back and forth wars. I mean, did that win Fight of the Night? No, that one. Yeah, that did win Fight of the Night because that was freaking awesome.
So that would have been that and Whittaker was fight of the night then, right? Because I think they both got 50K.
Whittaker, Duplessis
DDP
won
got
performance of the night.
okay.
Yeah.
Performance of the night. Okay.
Yeah. So transitioning over to that fight, that was a shocker. I mean, I know Duplessis is not to mess with, but I thought Whittaker would have his number, and obviously a shot connected, which made Whittaker cover up. Because I don't think I've even seen Whittaker cover up and be TKO'd like that. But man, that was a shocker. I was really shocked by that. I didn't expect that one, but it sets up the title fight that Izzy's so. There's something about Izzy. I'll give Duplessis credit as well, but there's something about Izzy that every time he's got a new opponent, he makes it so exciting. Like he's a showman for sure, but this one's political. So I mean, I won't get involved. I won't mention anything about the political things, but it makes it It makes it a really exciting fight. It does.
It does. I just wish he didn't go there with all of that, and turn it into a racial situation. Because I understand, like him doing 23andMe. Okay, that's cool, but everything else, dropping N-bombs and stuff, like could have avoided that.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say, to be honest. But I feel almost
at the same time, he's a brother. He can say what he wants, right? It's ugly, but it's our word. But still, he's made it ugly.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if he was trying to what do you call it? I don't know. Like I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know if he was trying to get Duplessis to say something like DDP. I'm gonna call him DDP from now on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he tried to get DDP to kind of say something wrong.
I thought so too. I thought he was trying to bait him.
Yeah, but DDP was a little bit smart. He's like, I'm just gonna walk away. It's my moment and whatnot. I'm not gonna get into this political shit. Yes, you're my opponent, but I'm not gonna say anything now. But he kind of walked away. But yeah, listen, even me, when I heard the word come out so many times out of Izzy's mouth, I just felt like it's obviously this is very political. It's political. It's racial. It's sensitive. It could be very sensitive. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know DDP's agenda or what he was thinking. Maybe I don't know like what he's thinking when he's saying what he's saying, because he could be I'm a British citizen, right? But I can never be English, you know what I'm trying to say? But I'm proud that the UK is my country, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if he's trying to say that I'm South African because he was born and raised there and whatnot. So yes, it's my identity, or that's my nationality, but I'm not Africa. But I don't know. I haven't heard all the bullshit, but it's very sensitive, man. That's just going to be a very political press conference and journey. I guess they're going to promote that with the UFC's got a storyline. You know what I'm trying to say? This is not just a storyline of like who's been knocking out who. Yeah. There's an extra storyline of political and shit, man. But that's a sensitive one. It gets that's a big sensitive one. So we'll see. They should do that in Africa. You want an Africa card?
Might as well.
Do it in Africa.
They might as well. And I think it all started with Dricus beating. Who did he beat? Was it oh man, who's that guy? Derek Brunson. Is either Derek Brunson or it was Darren Till. One of them he beat, and he said, "I'm going to be the first African champion." And that's when Izzy was like, "Whoa." That's what I remember. It began from there, and then he twisted it up and said, "You're not."
Is that? I mean, didn't he? Was Francis Ngannou champion then?
I don't think so. I think it was still. I think he was, but he was slowly leaving.
I guess the insult to Kamaru Usman and Izzy is like, well, I'm African, living, born and raised and trained in Africa. Like, from that perspective, like I live on that continent and I was born and raised there, and maybe he was trying to say it from that perspective, but it's still, yeah, like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I see what he's saying.
But it's still sensitive.
He's saying that, and then Thingy's saying, well, no, you're not really from here kind of thing. Like you're, potentially part of colonialism or whatever. So that's why it's a bit funny. But then like, okay, you can joke around about that and it's fine. But then it seems like it's gotten really personal and a bit nasty, dropping. But hats off to DDP because he's not really buying into it. He's like you said, he's my opponent. The champion's being a clown, whatever. So let the fist fly, like I said, man. Like it's like you said, the UFC have a narrative. They've got storyline to work on. I don't know how much they're going to lean into that. I don't know if I think they won't lead into the racial part of it, but they could lead into the whole part of like who's the real African champion or something like that. They could lean into something if they want to.
I mean, I guess I don't know how the UFC are going to handle it as well because they're going to be careful too, right? As an organization and all that sort of stuff. So I guess they might just use it and let the fighters do, because they let the fighters say what then do what they want. So it's kind of like, look, we'll promote it, we'll use that storyline, and in regards to probably like messaging and shit, you fighters say whatever the hell you don't want. But it's still big for African MMA. That makes sense, you know what I mean? Like in a sense, he's a citizen of Africa, I guess. Again, I don't even want to say something that might be wrong from my mouth, so I'm trying to be careful what I say. But it's still exciting. But I mean, look, I counted out DDP, to be honest with you. But after this, and especially beating Robert Whittaker, because Robert Whittaker, it's not like he was on a downhill. Yes, Izzy beat him, but he beat Cannonier and Vittori. Those are guys who are up there as well. So I thought Robert Whittaker was, there's no down on him. So the fact that he beat Robert Whittaker like that, I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Now you've made the fight with Izzy even more exciting. I still think Izzy is going to piece him up, but he could prove us wrong. He could prove me wrong.
He definitely could. I mean, when I first did my prediction of him, I said like he's powerful and he's like durable. I didn't put it in the finished article, but he just proved that he is very powerful. And we've seen previous fights where he has been very durable. And yeah, he put it together and he gave what did he give Rob? Was it a straight? I think
a jab, right jab, almost like a right jab.
Yeah. It was so flush, man. Like I never really gave him much credit because I was just like, this guy gets hit too much. Sometimes I was seeing him like early days, like, okay, South African guy, like something different. And I see him like win, but take a lot of damage. So I'm just like, ooh. And to see him beat Whittaker, like you said, man, it's like it proves he's meant to be there. He's meant to be there. So shocking. Definitely shocking, man.
Definitely shocking. I didn't see that happening in that way anyway. But he apparently fixed his nose and he said his cardio's better. I mean, look, I still think Izzy beats him easy. I shouldn't say easy. I think Izzy pieces him up.
I think he beats him.
Yeah.
I think he's got too much. Yeah.
He made it exciting though. That kind of win over Robert Whittaker made it like, oh shit, he done that. It makes it exciting a little bit to be like, he could do that to Izzy. There's a possibility.
Let's give him some attention. Yeah. Definitely. Because it came out of nowhere. But at the same time, like, he's quite a long fighter, isn't he? DDP. Longer than Whittaker.
He looks short and stocky, but apparently he's bigger. He's one of the bigger guys in the division.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, I always thought he's a big dude. Like he looks. I think he looked more ripped before, or like he looked a bit more thicker. But either way, his length is quite long, no, in comparison to Whittaker.
I don't know. Let me check.
From what I gathered, it looked like he was longer than Whittaker, and he was using it to his advantage.
I can't see the
reach?
Taylor tape, but
reach. Okay, well, either way, like that was incredible, man. So let's see what happens. Let's see.
I think so.
I mean, if he was calling it for ages, he was saying like, "I hope you win, I hope you win." Here we are.
As in Izzy's words, he manifested this. Manifested his story. I mean, talk about Izzy real quick. Did you see him and Jones like squash the beef? I guess and
then have a little tap.
Yeah, I mean,
see that? That's great.
You know what? I like that stuff. Like, listen, of course, that fight would have been amazing, but Jones is just too good. I mean, Izzy's amazing, but Jones would yeah. Anyway, we don't need to get into that, but I like seeing them two together, and it'd be great if they trained. I mean, that would be sick if they trained together. Why not train with the greatest of all time, John Jones? And there's so much knowledge to go back and forth with each of them. Izzy could train with John Jones to help him with his fight with Stipe coming up, right? Because that's been announced. And then John Jones could help Izzy with his wrestling, I guess you could say. It's nice. It's a nice thing to see. I like peace. I like the peace, so it's a nice thing to see.
I do too as well. I mean, we'll see how buddy they really are. Like if they do that kind of thing. But no, it was definitely a good start because I think they'd never really met before, right? As the first time they had met.
I think so. Yeah.
That's what the articles were saying. So yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think that had to be done. And on that note, Stipe and Jones have been officialized, isn't it?
Yes, and we thought it was going to be who's the other guy's name?
Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah. So I mean, the narrative's changed so much, but you know what? Good for Stipe for finally getting that fight. I mean, I feel like he gets looked over a lot. I think he's just not vocal enough, but that's not his fault. Let him be. But he's like a real life hero. I mean, the guy's a firefighter, an active firefighter, and I don't know, but I'm glad he got the fight. I do think it'd be a way more competitive fight than Cyril Gane, but I just see Jones. Jones is just John Jones, man, just too good.
It's years down the line. It's gonna be 20 years later. I mean, it's gonna when we mention Jones, we're just gonna say this Jones is just Jones. That's just it. It's just Jones is Jones.
Undefeated. I mean, the one and just going up there in heavyweight and truly being the great baddest of all time, the baddest man of all time. I mean, with the Francis Ngannou stuff, that's maybe in the past now. Maybe something will pop off in the future, but there's no point talking about that now. That's not happening anytime soon. So
true. I mean, Jones did say, "Go on."
No, I was just gonna say, like, we just move on and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I remember Jones did say the last thing he was saying a couple months, maybe a month ago, was that he would retire after Stipe. Did you ever catch that?
I did. And he said the only one I could bring him out of retirement will be Francis, right? I think I saw that too. So that could be a possibility. Never say never, but you never know. But I think we should just get that out of our brain so we don't, just.
That's not in my head.
Yeah.
What I was thinking is that if Jones is not there, Francis is not there, I think Stipe is still champion.
That's true. And then maybe he can prove it. We're writing him off already. Maybe we're writing him off, but the fight hasn't even happened yet. And let's let Jones fight someone who's a heavyweight, great striking, good sort of wrestling. Cyril Gane, we knew just had no wrestling. Francis Ngannou out wrestled him with torn ACLs and shit. So, bit of easy work for Jones there. But let's see how this one goes before we write him off.
Definitely. I mean, Francis is not. He's a powerful striker. He's not a great striker. Where his punches come from the hip and shit. Like, he's not a great striker. That's why a lot of people think like, oh, you're gonna fight Fury, you're gonna fight Wilder, like, yo, come on, man. Like, exhibition, cool, but real life, like, come on, man. Like, you punching out here and them giving you all of this, you're gonna get worked, son.
Yeah, no, agreed. The thing is as well, though, like, because he's so powerful, and they say boxers and like coaches always sort of say like, you're never gonna go out in the ring without getting wet, right? Meaning you're gonna get hit, right? And with someone throwing bombs like that, I know how much of a skillful fight, like, Fury and Wilder. But there is that chance through all that time.
There is that one chance of
one bomb, you know what I mean? And that's where I feel like Francis might have a chance against those skillful boxers. It's a puncher's chance. I don't think skill-wise he has a chance at all with them guys, especially Fury.
Yeah. But they're talking about an exhibition. It looks like it's realistic, maybe in end of the year in Abu Dhabi or somewhere in that UAE area.
Why do they call it exhibition? Does that mean don't hit me like 100%? Why do they call it exhibition? What, like? Why can't they just call it a fight? Like, does that mean they have an agreement saying, "Oh, you can't hit me at 100% and I can't hit you 100%, and we just go to a decision or something like that?"
I wasn't privy to that conversation, so I don't know exactly the details, but it's probably going to come out soon. If it's real, it will start coming out with all these details. So I don't know. I just hear maybe they can't get an official board to sponsor it or something, or I don't know, or what do they call it, like a chairman or something. Maybe that's why they're doing it that, and maybe the EAE, Abu Dhabi, are going to do something like that as an expo. I'm not really sure, man. I'm not really sure. It would take away a lot of what we would seek from a spectacle if it is, oh, you can't hit me with this much, or you can't use this, or
I didn't read into it, but I think there is some bends to the rules. Like, it's not 100% boxing. There's something else to it, but I didn't read into it. Yeah, I didn't read into it. But still, don't call it an exhibition. Call it a fight and make it exciting. Like, because Conor versus McGregor, they didn't call it an exhibition. They said that's a fight. It's a boxing fight. Done. I know what I'm in for. When Mayweather's fighting all these random dudes as exhibition, it's like, well, are you guys fighting, or what's it mean? I mean, I don't understand. But yeah.
I see that. Well, I mean, it wouldn't really make a difference. I mean, it would if someone loses, then their stats are going to change, right? Like Tyson would have something against his name, and Ngannou the same. I don't know, whatever, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But moving on, Dan, the hangman hooker, man. I mean,
yeah, win.
Damn. I mean, I didn't see that. Look, I'm not saying Dan was on a downstream, but in the flyweight division, maybe he was cutting too much weight, and it just wasn't good, healthy for his body. Him coming back up to lightweight made him a lot more durable. I mean, he took a fucking crazy head kick and then put the pace back on Jalil Turner, and to finish him off was also, it was a decision, right?
Decision, yeah. Decision.
But I feel like, when did he have that choke? If was at the end of round 2, I think it was. He had that choke.
I failed to watch all of that one. I was struggling with that one.
So round 1, Jalil Turner took that round, and then round 2, like, Dan took a fucking head kick that should have knocked him out, and then he ended up coming back. And I think it was about the end of round 2, he had a choke on, and it was under the neck and everything, but the round finished. I mean, if he had 10 more seconds, even 5 more seconds, maybe Jalil would attack. But Jalil probably knew that I got a couple seconds, let me hold on to it. But that's a comeback. What a great comeback! It just put that pace on Jalil and just broke him. I don't want to say broke him, but almost did. I mean, Dan takes a lot of hit, though. He takes a lot of damages in these fights, and that's not good against the higher echelon of fighters. You know what I mean? Which is why I don't think he got to that title stage.
Yeah. Definitely not, because I remember, like, when he fought, like, did he fight Gaethje?
Did he fight
Poirier? He fought Poirier.
He fought Poirier. I can't remember. He fought Poirier. Did he fight Gaethje? I can't remember.
There were some fights that he had, and it really exposed, like, his defense, and I was just like, he's gonna be in trouble against the upper echelons, and yeah, it shows.
But I think he's better at lightweight. He should definitely stay in the lightweight division. I don't know, because Islam beat him, Chandler beat him. Poirier.
Chandler. Yeah, it was Chandler was the guy I was thinking of. Yeah.
And Chandler's a guy who likes to take hits as well. But but I mean, it just. I don't know, but it was great to see him come back anyway. Again, I thought Jalil Turner would take it, but Jalil Turner did miss weight. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, like with his being exhausted or something. I don't know, but Dan Hooker did break his arm in the fight. I mean, again, the guy's a fucking warrior, man.
Yeah, I heard about that, and I guess just to add to that, nope. It's gone. Like a fish.
Well, if it comes back to you, man, well, let's like finish off with the main card. Bo Nickal versus.
That was it. Sorry. People are saying Conor may have got some exemptions and might still fight this year. I don't know if it's going to be Michael Chandler. They put an X on Chandler's name, saying that that's not happening, and he wants another opponent. Connor did, I think he did call out. Oh, he called out somebody. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Taporia. He called out somebody, you know.
Probably the
Yeah,
lighter
yeah.
division though.
I think he called out somebody out of nowhere. But anyway, I think they're gonna give him some exemptions. I think, and he
That's
might
some
still fight this year.
that might be some bullshit, man. I mean, I might put asterisks against his name or whatnot because the guy's been losing for the longest time. Then he was on steroids to recover. Cool. I don't think that's a bad thing, right? If it can help you recover, but to just because of your fame and whatnot, you get exemptions from USADA, then what about everyone else? I mean, just to get babied so much, it's just kind of like, come on, man. Like, oh, looked after so much. Like, come on, man. Like, are you losing it? Like, not only I mean, you're so famous still, but are you losing? Does it tarnish your legacy? Does it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, yes, you were
Mm.
double champ, but they say that he was the first active double champ. Okay, maybe that's what it was, but Penn won in 2 divisions, like Randy Couture. I don't know. I just I'm like, yes,
Yes.
maybe you were the first active, but then you gave up the flyweight anyway. So you weren't active in that division, in my opinion. You weren't
Yeah.
active in that division. You won the lightweight, then you gave up that belt, and then you
Yeah.
lost ever since then. I mean, you weren't an active champion. So
Mm.
I don't know why they call him the first active double champ. Like, you know what I mean?
Maybe yeah, no,
Because I feel like
yeah,
If BJ Penn, and I can't remember exactly what he did, but if BJ Penn kept the lightweight belt and then went up to welterweight and won, then he's the first active. But he gave that up and said, I'm moving up. Conor did the
mm,
same thing. He did the same thing, but I guess he didn't officially announce, I'm giving up that division, but he did after the fight. So really,
yeah,
you
it's
weren't
true.
active in that
I
division.
I remember there was other fighters that were cussing him about that as well, like give up one of the belts because you hold up the division. That was the talk at the time, wasn't it?
I think so,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah, I remember that vaguely now. You're right. I think it's just this is promotion, you know, just promotion making it look good because you're right. It's Nunez is one who has literally been like, okay, and fought both actively. I think other than her, is there any others that were actively going back and forth on a regular?
I think DC was the double champ, but he gave up the light heavyweight belt.
Yeah,
Um,
not really a regular. I mean, even Nunez is not even that regular because there's not many fights in February, right? There's no
but she,
bantamweight, but he
but she
did.
did it more than anyone. The only person I could
Yeah,
think of more than
I
anyone.
think.
Like
Yeah, I think.
GSP didn't even. Again, they're double champs. You can't say that. But he didn't defend. He didn't defend that thing. Conor McGregor didn't even defend his
No,
flyweight, and in fact, he didn't even.
no.
Did he? I mean, I guess you could say he defended his lightweight against Khabib because he was a whatever. Okay, but he didn't defend it. I can't think of anyone else apart from Nunes who's defended both belts and been active in both divisions, like they all tried to say to be, but or like McGregor says he tries to be, but no, you gave up the flyweight belt.
Nunez, man. She is when it comes to that, like defending both belts actively, she's the only one I can think of, right?
That's it. Yeah, same
Props,
here. Same here.
props, man. Big props to
So,
her.
I mean, look, we're talking about Dan Hooker. I mean, it's great to see him on the win column again.
For sure.
I don't know. I think he could have loads of exciting fights. I don't know where he can take his career, um,
Yeah.
just based on the past. But again, you never know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. You got Gaethje, you got Poirier, you got Islam, those guys are, I think, a different level. You know what I mean? Chandler.
Mm,
Maybe a Conor McGregor might give him a good fight because both strikers. McGregor can kind of win that, and
fight,
look like he's up there, but because he did that with Cowboy
Cerrone.
Cerrone, and it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you beat Cerrone, cool. Didn't show that you were like a world beater because as soon as you went back up to Poirier, he smashed you twice. Not in a bad way, but I'm just saying, like, I think, like, the hype's still amazing.
Facts.
It's just like, I don't know, man. I think when you hear you get USADA exemptions and all that stuff, it's just kind of like, man, this is some favoritism bullshit just because of popularity and all that sort of stuff. Is it really fair? No. Does it put you down
I
as?
mean, I don't know if it's facts. I don't know if it's facts. I don't know. But I remember somebody asked Chandler about Connor, and he mentioned, oh, there might be some exemptions, but I'm not sure. And then just recently, I've heard he's gonna fight in 2023. Okay, well, the only way that can happen is with the exemption. That's just me putting it together. There's no facts.
It's strange that he doesn't get in the pool. Like, why are you not getting in the USADA pool? Like, that means obviously, yeah, I mean, there's nothing else about it. And then what I'm saying is as well is like, why not just say, guys, I still need to recover, so I'm gonna take whatever I need to take to recover this leg to make sure it's proper, like, healed. So I will join the USADA pool in 3 months or whatever it is. You know what I'm trying to say? And then, but you know, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. But anyway, let's finish off with the last main card on the fight on the main card. Sorry,
let's not forget these guys don't owe us nothing, right? They ain't gonna tell us shit.
That's also true. That's very true. Yeah.
They ain't gonna tell us shit. Their managers should be talking to us really, but they ain't gonna tell us shit.
Yeah, that's true. So they could do whatever they want, man. Bo Nickal, man. Bo Nickal. I mean,
he terrified that guy, man.
I know he Val Woodbrun like got a great opportunity, right? Like this is his first fight in the UFC. He came in last minute.
7-0, I think.
I mean, great opportunity, but Bo Nickal, he knocked him out. Like, I mean, you know, Bo Nickal, I mean, he's got a boxing background as well. Apparently, they were talking about it on the commentary was talking about it, but you know, he showed that. I think Bo Nickal's gonna be like that Khabib type of thing, where it's like, my grappling is so good, you might hesitate to, you might be just looking for the takedown defense, and then boom, you're getting striked up. You know what I mean? Like
yes, that's what it looks like. That's what that fight looked like.
Yeah, exactly.
The man froze, man. The man froze.
Bo Nickal, I mean, he's exciting. He seems like a good guy as well. Like, I like his attitude. It's nice to see someone that's got a lot of hype behind him and what do you call it? You know, doesn't need to talk shit, doesn't need to do no spectacles and whatever, and just does his business and just, you know, as being an advocate of being a good guy. I like that. I like it. It's becoming one of someone not only that I'm looking out for, but someone that I enjoy watching fighting, and I like his characteristics. But we shall see, I guess.
Fair enough. No, that's a fair point. For me, with him, I want to see him fight some more difficult opponents before I can be like, let me put just some stock into this guy's name. Of course. But the fact that he's come from wrestling like a few other guys before him that have come maybe more in Bellator and that have made the transition and so on, and he's doing well for himself. It's always nice to see when a sportsman or sportswoman from a neighboring kind of discipline comes over and they can actually make a splash. You know, like Ronda or like what's her name? Mackenzie Dern, you know? And then they come over and they do their thing. So I'm always intrigued to see what happens, but we've already seen many people come in with all this hype, get a couple wins against some small names, had their record in a sense, and then big dog comes and it's like, yo, I ain't ready to answer.
Yeah, and maybe he's smart doing it the smart way. But then again, he said he'll fight anyone. I mean, middleweight division, obviously, do they give him one guy in the top 5 and then title fight? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of push him up there. I don't know who's knocking at the door to fight him, but you got, maybe I mean, yeah, it just depends. It just depends.Maybe someone in the top 10 now, because he wasn't even ranked, right? So.
Okay. So he's got a while to go.
But they might
have to pad him right.
Yeah, they might, give him a fast track to the top fights. I mean, where is he?
He's got the potential.
I don't even see Bo Nickal in the top 15, bro. So.
Oh wow! So
you know what? Yeah. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll give him someone in the top 15. So you got Chris Curtis, you got
you see Andre someone Nunes, like that would be good. He's a wrestler, right?
Yeah, Kelvin Gastelum is fighting. Wait, am I looking at the right? Yeah, Kelvin Gastelum is on there, but he's
Hold
well,
on.
he's
Gaston won,
fighting.
didn't he? Did he win his last fight?
He did,
Or he
yeah.
lost?
He won his last fight. He's fighting
Yeah.
Shavkat Rakhmonov in the welterweight. In the welterweight.
Oh, that's what's happening. Yes. That's in Abu Dhabi?
I don't know. I think so. I'm not sure if it is.
Okay. This year?
George Strickland. Yeah, it's this year, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so let's see what happens with Bo Nickal. I mean, you know what? You don't even need to think about his next fight. Like, he's exciting. Let him get next fight, see what they do.
Like I said with my prediction, just do your thing. Do your thing. And, when you get to the top, then I'll be like, cool. This guy's still doing his thing.
Exactly. Well, let's look, man. Let's talk about the legend, Robbie Lawler versus Nickal Price. I mean, Robbie Lawler's last fight, an amazing way to finish. I'm so happy that he finished in that way, and he retired on top. When I say on top, retired winning, which is great to see because it's heartbreaking to see legends. BJ Penn, Anderson Silva just keep losing and coming back. I really hope he doesn't get the hype and be like, oh, that was good. Let me try again. I hope, please don't stay retired. They showed a nice retirement video, which I've never seen them do before. Maybe because most people retire spontaneously, but maybe they got a bit more prepared for this one. But it was a nice retirement video. You see him emotional. You never see what freaking Robbie Lawler show any emotions. And
never
emotional about this. Man, it meant a lot. And that was a great way to go out, man. Great. I thought it was going to be a fight of the night, back and forth. But boy, he at 41, he still got some power, man. And knocked out Nickal Price in the clinch, bro. We're talking about dirty boxing. Nice. Yeah.
That was nasty. What a fairy tale ending for him. 22 years in the business, and to kind of end it with what we know him for, which is some crazy knockout, like out of nowhere, flash knockout in a sense, unscathed, which is rare for him. It's perfect. It's any fighter, that's their dream, is to win on with a win, flawlessly, Mortal Kombat style. That was it. He took
exactly what it was. It was. I don't even know if he took a strike, but that was like flawless victory, man. That was.
I don't think he did.
What a way to end it as well. It's like, yeah, I feel good. I could go chill. Not chill, but like there's no recoveries or what I mean. No. I thought it was going to be back and forth, and obviously he was expected. He went in probably prepared for that, but the fact that he didn't, I think that's awesome. He can just go back and just relax. I think they were saying stuff about. He was saying that the training camps are he just doesn't have it in the training camp. Like in fights, the guy will fight all day, but in training camps, he just doesn't have it. Or not just like that, he's just not feeling it. I think he was saying.
Yeah. I heard that from the commentators as well, and it's great that he's has that self-awareness. He hopefully has money sorted out and investment, so he's not like, oh, I have to do this just to make ends meet for my family and all that. So it's good. Be honest to yourself, right off into the sunset and chill, man. Back to Coconut Creek if he's from.
That's it. And I like his, obviously he's a ruthless fighter and whatnot, but I'll never forget, after when he fought Nick Diaz the last time, and after the fight, he kind of asked him, "Are you okay in life?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, forget the fight. Like, are you okay? Is everything okay in life? Can I help you? Like, that sort of mentality from someone you just fought, from him being like a ruthless fighter. He didn't give a shit about anything else, but just asking Nick, can I help? Like, is there anything? You know what I mean? Like, there's something touching about that. This is a fighter, like one of the baddest fighters on the planet, and that mentality to just ask your opponent, and especially having history with him in the past, like, are you okay? Like, it's hard. I don't know. I'm an emotional guy, but I just feel like what a nice fucking guy, man. So I don't know. I'm so happy that he's retired on top. I'm glad he got the result that he did. I hope he stays retired and legend. That's it. Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer, but no doubt about it.
Definitely. I'm surprised Nico got like that, because he's still quite active, right, Nico? I thought, to be honest, I actually believe it would have been Nico taking him out, and we would have had one of those endings that we don't like to talk about,
I'm glad it didn't.
So I'm glad it didn't either. Yeah, man. So
did you catch On that note, did you catch any of the other prelims? I didn't, to be honest with you. Would you be able to catch any of the others?
I saw the Japanese guy. Is it Tetsuro? Tetsuro? I saw his fight, and after that, it was curtains, and then I woke up for the main. So yeah, that's really all I saw. But did you see any of it?
I didn't. I'll probably watch them later. I probably watch them later. Like I said, I'm here in Poland visiting family and whatnot, so I just quickly got into the main card. But I'll catch them later. I was trying to look for some news. I know there was a lot of breaking news of Jose, look, Hall of Famers, bro. Jose Aldo, I think, and Anderson Silva. There was trying to find the exact list of names.
They're in.
Let's see.
Well, Jordan's already been announced, right? He got announced when he was in the crowd that time, right?
Who's that?
Aldo already got announced. They just haven't done the ceremony, right?
Yeah, they done the ceremony just this weekend or something, right?
Oh, okay. Because I saw no footage of that, and I was thinking, okay, they've done. I saw footage of Cerrone, and I was thinking, are they going to do it all together? But maybe I thought they were going to do it separately. So you're saying that it was all done this weekend?
I don't know if it was all done. I just saw, I saw Cerrone. I saw Aldo was very emotional. Actually, Robbie Lawler's already got his, right? Yeah, you got Jose Aldo, Cowboy Cerrone. Anderson Silva. I think Anderson Silva was inducted as well. Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, he was inducted a couple months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, 1st of July 6th. So I'm trying to find a proper list to make sure I ain't talking shit. But I saw loads of clips of Jose Aldo because he was very emotional and well-deserved, of course.
That's probably because I saw an article from Chael and it said old man Jose Aldo. That's all it said. So I'm guessing it's about him retiring. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So radio it says emotional flies high with best highlights: Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, Donald Cerrone.
Okay.
Still says others. Let me see if I can find the whole list, man.
I think like, what's your best knockout from Cerrone? Mine has to be against that kid that was yapping. Is it Hernandez? And he gave him like the 4-piece combination.
No, that was against Rick Story. Rick Story.
Yes,
that was the best combo. Yeah,
and he gave the pop. Oh yeah, him. That's the best combination for me.
Beautiful combination. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that as well because that was just an amazing combination.
That was dirty. That one and the finish against Edson Barboza. No. No, there was somebody else and he gave him a head kick.
He's head kicked a lot of people, man.
But he finished this. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, yeah. That Anderson.
Jens Pulver was also in that, and he's a legend. He goes back. I think he was the first lightweight before there was a lightweight division. He was the first lightweight champion.
Yes. I know the name. I think he was probably in the early video games, but I disconnected from some of these early fighters.
He was put it this way, he fought in the UFC before there was lightweight division. He was the first. He's a pioneer. He goes down as pioneer for the lightweight division.
Right, like people like him, and what's his name, like Soren Shark, even though he was a bit of a drug cheat. Like that era of guys, like even what's his name? He's the one who does the commentating now. Dan Hardy.
Dan Hardy?
Yeah.
Not what Dan Hardy is not in the UFC anymore, but I mean,
I know, but that era of guys, like.
Yeah, Kenny Florian and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the guy. Kenny Florian is the guy I'm thinking of. Yeah, those guys. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Man, time has gone.
Time has just disappeared with these dudes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was looking up some fight announcements. So, we spoke about John Jones versus Stipe. What about GSP coming back to grappling, bro? Submission grappling
with Habib.
Well, I mean, I don't know if Habib's name is confirmed, but the name's out there, and Habib's been trading as well, and he keeps saying, news coming soon or something. So, I mean, that would be freaking amazing. But I mean, it's great to see George St. Pierre coming back, and at least grappling. I mean, grappling still causes a lot of injuries, but not too much head trauma, which is great. But just to see him back, I mean, submissions only is going to be very different. because, you know, George St. Pierre was amazing at wrestling, but then the ground and pound with which kind of led to a submission, all that sort of stuff. I'm sure he's one of the best grapplers as well. But going up against a purist, or I think he's also strategic as well. He's not going to go up against like a, you know, Craig Jones or something, like one of those guys or whatnot. I think he spoke about, I'll go up against, it'll be good to go up against like an ex-UFC or MMA fighter or whatnot, from that perspective. But listen, I reckon if they do him and Khabib, I'm watching. You know what I mean? And if you want to grow this submission grappling, that's on Fight Pass or whatnot. I don't know the exact. What's the event called? Main event, international.
Match something, isn't it? Pass something. It's got a really weird name.
For the UFC Fight Pass Invitational fight. I mean, I don't know what the thing's called, but I mean, listen, I know one does a great job by putting on submission fights on their cards, but UFC has it separate. But to get audience on that and really explode submission grappling, GSP versus Khabib, you've done it. And Khabib, I mean, again, he said he's looking to retire fighting, maybe wrestling. He's never stopped. So, you know, maybe he won't consider it as a fight in the sense of like taking hits and all that sort of stuff. It's like, I'm just doing my wrestling. Obviously, he's got to train for it and get the cardio and whatnot, but that is a way. Maybe he doesn't want to lose weight either. I don't want to go down to 155. I don't know. But that is a way to blow up that sport, especially to the US audience. Especially, that would be fucking amazing if they do.
Yeah, that's a very smart, bold move. Because, yeah, when you look at it, it's like, you know, ONE FC is the only one who have that variety out there in UFC. If they want to compete in such a realm and take over, because they already are there on top, then yeah, that would be one of the best like kickoff fights or kickoff bouts to have in wrestling, or is it wrestling and submission, massively. And you know, there's so many, you know, people out there, fighters out there, ex-fighters that can run up in there and have it and make it exciting for those tourists. So yeah, why not?
Definitely. I mean, look, you know, Dana White, you see them, look, they're, like I say, they're marketing geniuses, right?
Yeah.
You know, I know ONE FC's trying to explore all the martial arts, and you know, there was always that thing like, why don't UFC do it or whatnot? But they're keeping shit separate. But
they don't have to.
What a way to explode the popularity of a grappling tournament, right? Or grappling in general with that kind of fight. You know, obviously Dana's doing a lot of investment in the slap challenge, and he's getting a lot of people laughing at me. I don't watch it and nothing like that, or people just, but he's a fucking genius promoter, and he's smart. Like, he's obviously like, yeah, this is gonna make a lot of money, whether people like it or not, or like me promoting it or not. We're gonna make tons of money for the business.
Yeah.
Like, why not, bro? If I was gonna tell you, like, hey, listen, like, buy this for 100 million, you can sell it for 500 million, you're gonna be like, okay. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, obviously there's a lot of intelligence behind it. He sees that, they see that, so that's why they do it. Otherwise, you know, he would have done the same for many of the other things out there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's something to it where they saw that kind of growth, and they're like, we can promote this, and we won't probably have to spend too much money on it. We'll make a lot more in return. Business, man. I mean, just say what you want. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not interested. To be honest, like, it's a slap, right? So I'll see the highlights on Instagram or whatever, right? I don't need to see like an Israel Adesanya versus DDP storyline about who's the real African to just people flipping a coin and saying who's slapping each other each. I'll just get the replay. You know what I'm trying to say? But because a fight is a lot more to it, but just to slap each other, I'm not going to see it. But the intelligence behind it is why Dana's behind it, the promotion and money and business. Come on, man. Let's be real with it.
Absolutely. Did you ever see the one where the women slap each other on the ass as hard as they can?
Ass slapping one? No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, well,
that probably went on for ages, man. I'm sure like they're durable there.
I didn't even know, like, what
was you watching, bro? You sure you're watching the right thing?
No, you're asking too many questions. Shut up. Next subject. Joe Frazier's back. Yeah.
What other announcements were there? But I'm trying to think. Was any other? I'm sure there was another couple of fight announcements and whatnot.
I need to check my. Hold on. I'm not fighting announcements. Nah. I mean, I saw what's his name. You see what's his name in the crowd? Aljamain in the crowd. Sugar Shane. Press conference. Yapping at each other.
That's already announced anyway, so we know that's happening. Just seeing if there's any
I
other.
know, but they were yapping. They were yapping at each other.
Them guys are always going to be yapping, man.
Who do you reckon about that fight?
I think Aljo. I really think Aljo will take his back and could. I think Aljo could take his back and submit him.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. That's my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying Sean is not great, but I just think Aljo's that more advanced in the grappling. But yeah, and I'm gonna go with Aljo on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. I think he just has too much for him.
All right, what's next? Let's see. All right, well, let's talk about next week's card, man, because there's another one, which is on July 16th. So it's not next week. Actually, it is next week. Yeah. Holly Holmes versus Bueno Silva. So it's another fight.
Yeah. I don't know much about her, but Home is that's still in is that bantamweight? No.
That is that bantamweight, yeah.
Holly Holm, man. I hope she gets the win. And I mean, now that actually, let's think about it. Now that Nunes is gone, right? I see you nodding your head. You know what that means? People can start coming in out of the woodwork. You know, it's gonna be like when Superman got killed by Doomsday. I'm Superman.
I heard Misha Tate even saying that she was like,
Misha Tate.
It's open, and because no one was beating Amanda Nunes, so she's like, yes, it is. So and it's great that someone like that. I think that's someone who, how do I put it, man? Who could just be honest with it. You know what I mean? It's like I think the same thing happened to when Mike Tyson went into prison. I can't remember exactly who it was, but it was like, fuck, thank God that he's there, man. Now we can go win the belt, and then by the time he comes out, retire again. But it's great that she kind of acknowledged stands that no one was beating Nunes. But yeah, next week card. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. It's a card that I'm not familiar with, but I would end up watching it anyway. But that opened up things for for that division. I don't know when they're gonna make a title fight, but I guess whoever wins this fight, they'll match them up with someone else to make the women's
belt.
Yeah, not this. It won't be a title fight, but just whoever wins this one will definitely get the belt challenge, the challenge for the belt for the next fight. Yeah.
I mean, Thingy was still up there, right? She Pena is still
Pena. Right? So Pena will be the okay. So I reckon whoever wins this will get Pena. Yes.
Yeah. That makes sense. So what? Possibly Home and Pena, or just the Brunya and Pena next.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. Well, look, we've been talking, and I've extended my stay in London. Now, UFC 291 is the one I feel like we should meet up now. It's all on me, obviously. I think July 30th should be a day or evening that I should be free. I don't think there'll be any major plans, but obviously because these fights happen in the evening, like UK evening, whatever plans I have with the family, I could do that during the day and then come meet you in the evening. We can watch this fight. Fucking watch the fight together, first of all. We haven't even watched the UFC fight ever together. I don't think we have.
No, that's a lie. We have in Malaysia.
Lies. Yes. That's true. Okay. Okay, well, this will be a big card. We could do the podcast immediately. We'll put up put reactions. We can watch it. It's all on me.
Everything can
happen. I need to make sure there's no evening plans. But like I said, this is through midnight. I just got to stay up late, drive over to yours or whatever, and then come meet you and we'll watch the fight. So that'll be sick. So let's stay tuned, everyone. There should be a side-by-side finally.
Yeah. Look, but I've already got it in my doohickey, man.
All right. So I will keep you posted, but I really want this one to happen. All right, I see it. I'm gonna make it happen. Like I said, it's all on me, man. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to make this happen. Cool, bro. On that note, man, I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna head out for just out and about with the family in Poland, and we're gonna go grab dinner. But bro, I'm glad we got this done. And it's always great to catch up with you and do this. And to all the users, listeners, thanks for the support, likes, the subscribes, all the good stuff. Appreciate the support that you're giving us. Again, two brothers who just freaking connected through this sport. And we just love geeking out about the sport. I mean, this is what the channel's about, geek out. Like, we're geeking out about it. It's just not no expert, basic MMA analysts. That's why we call ourselves that, because we're geeking out about this stuff that we love, and we're connected through this through a weekly. It's like our weekly bond. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, weekly we catch up and bond and geek out about it. So I'm glad we've kept it consistent. And yeah, man, it's just awesome, bro. So thanks again for your time, and peace.
Love it. Wait, I haven't seen you for like 3 years, right?
In person?
In person?
No. Yeah. No, I don't think
that is brilliant. That is brilliant.
on the 30th of July. Hopefully we'll make all that happen.
30th of July. Right.
Well
wishes, everybody. Yes.
With my background. All right. On that note, we're out. Peace.
Have a good weekend, everyone.